Leo season is coming, a season of enthusiasm, bravery, and tapping into your inner child. And you can find your free mini guide in the description box. But let's talk about how you can shine and welcome a glow up this Leo season. Hi, if you're new here, my name is Hannah and welcome back, Cosmic Warriors. Before we do dive into today's video, if you want to learn more about astrology, then head on over to the Cosmic Check-In podcast. And if you would like to book a reading with me, then go to hannahselsewhere.com. I hope you enjoy the video. Let's do this. Okay, Leo season 2025, let's talk about it. Opening this season, the moon will be in Cancer as the sun in Leo creates a same degree sextile to Uranus in Gemini, suggesting a fresh and insightful shift to the beginning of the season, truly setting the tone, the vibe for what to expect. And with the sun and moon in their home signs at 0 degrees, by the way, it seems we have a bodily and personality discovery tied to new chapters of innovation and mental breakthroughs. We essentially see this with Uranus also at 0 degrees. And do keep in mind that 0 degrees in astrology is a critical degree. It invites vibrancy, energy, passion, something new. As if we are to give birth to a new version of ourselves. Such a rebirth then is linked to our sense of self and also our emotional landscape due to the sun and moon being home as well. So you could say that Leo season starts with a bang, a boom, with a jolt of excitement and energy. But wait for it, because there is more, so much more. We also see how the sun will oppose the very planet of transformation, Pluto, which is retrograde, indicating an internal power struggle that, when acted on, we can overcome with a mighty roar, with a zest for life. And with the sun also creating a trine to Saturn retrograde, best to embrace the gift of reconstructing our very core, our identity, our ego. Oh yes, this is about an ego rebirth. There is something that many of us will revisit throughout Leo season. Matters tied to our responsibilities, our integrity, our honor, our virtue, as well as our fears. This is not the time to play small or to act cowardly. This is about stepping up and being accounted for, to take accountability for our actions, for our next steps, for our place within the cosmos. Hopefully realizing that if there is a will, there's a way. With so many profound astrological changes lately, the world as we know it, it's changing. And Leo season is our opportunity to ask ourselves what our personal voice is within it. This very much aligns with Mercury also being retrograde until August 11th in Leo. Mixed with Uranus in Gemini and then Mars in Virgo, the two Mercury-ruled signs, make no doubt about it. You are being called to change your perspectives about many things, particularly education, work, service, perfectionism, versatility, variety. This is about reconnecting with your joy, with your love, your passion, something we have felt ever so strongly over these past few years due to how other planets have been retrograde in Leo as well. Remember that. So where is your joy, right? Where is joy in your life? How do you engage with play and fun After so long of Pluto being in Capricorn, where we got our act together in many ways, it is time to transform by stepping into the spotlight. It is time to be empowered by your authenticity, to take those lessons that you learned, especially when Pluto was in Capricorn, lessons about integrity, lessons about responsibility, and to then communicate those to the world, to express yourself. Acting like you are not included is not going to cut it here. And if you do feel like an outcast, this is about embracing your individuality, trusting that like minds will gravitate towards you, right? It's that whole thing of your vibe attracts your tribe. There are people out there who relate to you, who want to connect with you. Oh, and let's not forget Neptune. Yes, because the Sun in Leo will also trine Neptune retrograde, meaning that what I am sharing is not just physical, right? It's also spiritual. This is about realigning with our spiritual path, which requires courage. It requires honesty and bravery, facing ourselves. This is a journey of heart and beauty, seeing in which ways we get in our own way, right? How we might sabotage situations, times when the ego can sabotage. When we don't believe in our mission, right? The ego can convince us of all sorts of things. But if we trust the process, the rest follows and is actually so effortless. Indeed, this Leo season is a season of internal confidence and individuality shifts, revisiting past situations, picking up on insights that maybe we overlooked the last time, and honestly, addressing experiences from the heart, instead of from the ego. Not to say the ego is bad, but ego breakthroughs and cracks are on the way and will continue to occur over the next number of years. Now, I also want to mention that Chiron will station retrograde in Aries a few days after the new moon in Leo, so on the 30th of July. So it could very well feel like a piece of us is being stripped away or stripped back, refined. A corner of our heart will be activated as a part of our identity forces us to look within, right? This could be about heartache, honestly. Heartache, sadness, pain, our own suffering. This is about connecting with our fire. Fire in astrology is so important because it acts as the spark of life and creation itself, representing our very zest for life, our drive, our action, our inspiration, our creativity. Oh my goodness, so many good things. We need these parts to take the lead and to initiate. I hope you are enjoying this video so far, and if you are, then please be sure to give the video a like and to subscribe for more if you have not already. And if you are interested in learning more about astrology, then you can always pick up a copy of my astrology cheat sheets. The links are down below. Thank you so much. Okay, let's also explore a few other significant shifts that will occur throughout the season. We see that both Venus and Mars are on the move throughout the season. So Venus will enter Cancer on the 30th of July and Mars will enter Libra on the 6th of August. Let's break this down a little bit. The beginning of Leo season continues to invite this flirty, playful, quick-witted way of relating, loving, and showing appreciation. But then from the 30th of July, for the rest of the season, our love language and our value will take on more of this receptive and gentle vibe, right? But also protective, also attached, these feelings. Not to mention, a few days into the season, the square between Venus and Mars may point to frustrations, irritability, annoyance over how we initiate and attract. We can already kind of feel this coming into Leo season. So with Mars then aligning with the South Node in Virgo, it seems that we are in for a few hard truths, such as attitudes to let go of, nitpicking that reaches a breaking point, our stress levels perhaps at an all-time high, and we're needing that release. There could be some kind of emotional release, right? With the North Node in Pisces, it's like, oh my goodness, I'm up to here. It's this feeling of being up to here stress-wise. So to just, my goodness, an emotional cleanse, an emotional letting go here. And I'm thinking that we will do away, hopefully, we will ease up on being overly correct, overly matter of fact, feeling like we need to have all the answers all the time, being very, like I was saying a moment ago, nitpicky, fault finding. The lightheartedness of Gemini will be challenged by those fault finding tendencies. And so the South Node in Virgo says, let it go. Stop making it all so damn complicated. Still, with Venus entering Cancer at the end of July, back to riding the waves, right? The waves of emotion we go. Woo! This is about safety and emotional security with our relationships or within our relationships of any kind. Who or what are you emotionally attached to? And what do you need, right? This is so vital. What do you need from those people, from those things? What do you get from them? The fascinating thing then is Venus and Jupiter will conjunct in Cancer on the 12th of August. So shortly after Mercury turns direct in Leo, we will have this conjunction of luck and beauty take place, perhaps nostalgic, and it could be a moment of hope, and it'll be a time to connect with our desires and our values within our emotional connections. Perhaps you learn a valuable and deeply insightful lesson about what it means to give and to receive within your relationships. Or you have your wish come true due to an opportunity that really opens up to something, it opens you up to something that is so remarkable. And that something could be related to family, connection, closeness, belonging, security, safety. It is a fusion of joy and happiness. And so if you have felt somewhat down or low lately, perhaps a new cycle will start for you, inviting creative depth, expansive comfort, or genuine belonging. Naturally, do keep in mind your personal chart because we also want to see how things align for you on a personal level. Though, as for Mars, well, our drive and our ambition will continue to be precise, productive, and systematic as Mars travels through Virgo until the 6th of August. But we will also be called to cut something away, such as an outdated habit, routine, attitude, behavior, action. Then what will happen around the middle of August is Mars will be involved in this grand air trine with Pluto and Uranus. Grand trines are patterns of gifts, sustaining energy, and greater compliancy. And in air, such matters are social. They are engaging, they're inquisitive. What is in store for us then is that of intellectual visions that are mastered, refined, graceful, just. We also will see greater displays of people's personal freedoms and choices, karmic changes, hello Libra, and revolutionary goals through diplomacy and collaboration. Our actions will be geared towards others as Mars travels through this relationship-oriented sign of Libra. Relationship progress will be very much active as we articulate complex ideas. Naturally, however, we also see the opposition between Mars and Saturn retrograde and Neptune retrograde in Aries, pointing to a struggle, a type of tug of war, right? This me versus you, restriction, hesitation as well, this kind of pulling back energy. Best then to weigh out our options and to weigh the pros and the cons before making a really concrete decision or making concrete future plans. Mars in Libra, you see, wants us to be reasonable and rational when we initiate. Do you also think that Mars is in detriment in Libra and then Saturn is in its fall in Aries? Therefore, do not push so hard that you end up regretting your decision later. This is about refined and balanced steps when we make sure we have addressed matters from all angles. Though, the last thing I want to share about Leo season this year is the fact that a kite aspect configuration will occur around the same time Mercury turns direct. Ooh, very, very interesting. And it is Mercury that will act as that very focal point within the kite, meaning we have what it takes to be powerful communicators, to lead with our voice. We will be heard and seen. Our creative intelligence could be the very thing that supports our aims and our social transformations, our goals. We can channel our talents and our gifts of intellect through a desire to express ourselves, as if we can speak on behalf of bigger ideas, bigger concepts and dreams within society. This can play out in many different ways, whether this be at your work, within your relationships, or advocating for better health. Or perhaps you wish to express yourself when it comes to children, fun, enjoyment, heartfelt connection. We have the ability to influence others with our words. Essentially, Leo season invites a remarkable glow up, okay? A glow up that will show up communicatively and intellectually. So ask yourself this Leo season, where is my heart? Where is my head? Where is my dignity? Okay then everyone, so with the astrology of Leo season being explained this year, now we are going to get into your horoscopes. And I do want to say thank you so much for watching. First up then we have Aries. So Aries, Leo season invites you to experience a glow up by expressing yourself creatively and romantically. You will address a few steps regarding art, love, joy, and children. How you feel about family and closeness will truly be activated, especially from a financial and relationship perspective. You may feel inspired by social connections that make you rethink your future dreams and your community path, and some disagreements may occur when it comes to your next sense of self step, which also means an internal call to action about your personal identity and relationship identity. Remember your sexual expression and your pleasures this Leo season, Aries. Thank you, Aries. And now on to Taurus. So Taurus, Leo season this year invites you to experience a glow up by expressing yourself emotionally and safely. You will address a few steps regarding your home life, your family, your emotional needs. Safety is a big theme here, right? How you feel about your siblings and your peers will truly be activated, especially from this identity and working perspective. You may feel inspired by financial and material opportunities that make you rethink your work, your health, income, and some confining friction may also occur when it comes to your next spiritual step, which also means an internal call to action about your spiritual body and your physical body. Remember your enjoyments at home and your individual comforts this Leo season, Taurus. Thank you, Taurus. Now on to Gemini. Gemini, Leo season this year invites you to experience a glow up by expressing yourself communicatively and socially. You will address a few steps regarding your general interactions, your education, your mindset. How you feel about your finances and your income will truly be activated, especially from this spiritual and this romantic perspective. Plus, You may feel inspired by ambition and personality opportunities that make you rethink your direction, your path, your creativity, your philosophies. And some tension may occur when it comes to your next community step, which also means an internal call to action about your heart's desires and your future visions. Remember your forms of pleasure and enjoyment when communicating this Leo season, Gemini. Thank you, Gemini. And now on to Cancer. Cancer, this Leo season invites you to experience a glow up by expressing yourself financially and securely. You will address a few steps regarding your income, resources, your values, how you feel about your aims, and your life path will truly come into focus, especially from this community, dreams, family, and home perspective. You may feel inspired by spiritual and emotional opportunities that make you rethink your emotional well-being and your sense of belonging. And some struggle is likely when it comes to your next professional life or purpose-related step, which also means an internal call to action about success, your public image, and also your private life. Remember all the ways you can enjoy yourself when it comes to your skills and your talents this Leo season, Cancer. Thank you so much, Cancer. Now on to Leo. Leo, all of you solar Leos out there, I just want to say happy birthday. I hope you have the best birthday. Okay, so Leo season invites you to experience a glow up by expressing yourself authentically and confidently with much self-assurance and heart. You will address a few steps regarding your aims, goals, and your life path. How you feel about your alone time and your rest will truly be activated, especially from this social and professional perspective. You may feel inspired by community, visionary, and relationship opportunities that make you rethink your connections and relatability. And some friction is also likely when it comes to your next travel or philosophical step, which also means an internal call to action about your surroundings, your interactions, your general conversations. So remember here, Leo, your ability to face new chapters this Leo season. Thank you so much, Leo, and happy birthday again to all of you solar Leos. Now on to Virgo. So Virgo, your season is coming up, but Leo season invites you to experience a glow up by expressing yourself spiritually and fluidly. You will address a few steps regarding your hidden self, your undoing, okay, times when you might get in your own way, self-sabotage, and also when we think about your spiritual creations, how you feel about your future dreams and communities will truly come into focus, especially from this publication and financial perspective. You may feel inspired by purpose, service, or belonging opportunities that make you rethink your role, your title in the world, right? Your purpose. And some struggle will also occur when it comes to your next shared resource or transformation step, which also means an internal call to action about your possessions, right? Your intimate life, your income. Do remember your true calling from behind the scenes this Leo season, Virgo. Thank you, Virgo. And now on to Libra. Libra, this Leo season invites you to experience a glow up by expressing yourself socially and with difference. You will address a few steps regarding your friendships, teams, your future visions. How you feel about your title and your purpose will truly be activated, especially from this personal and shared resource perspective. You may feel inspired by ambition, joy, philosophical opportunities that make you rethink your publications and your training. Some tension is also in store when it comes to your next relationship and partnership step, which also then means this internal call to action about contracts and agreements, business partnerships. Though, do remember your delight and your joy when joining together with like minds this Leo season. Thank you so much, Libra. Now on to Scorpio. Scorpio, this Leo season invites you to experience a glow up by expressing yourself professionally and purposefully. You will address a few steps regarding your title, your role, your accomplishments, and your life direction. How you feel about your travel plans and your worldview will truly be activated, especially from this relationship and this spiritual perspective. You may feel inspired by shared resources, family, hidden talent opportunities that make you rethink your commitments, your shadow, right? And some struggle, some unease, very much in store, they're likely when it comes to your next job or health step, which also means an internal call to action about your work, about your daily life. Do remember though, your courage, your dignity, your pride when it comes to your public position this Leo season, Scorpio. Thank you, Scorpio. Now moving on to Sagittarius. Sagittarius, this Leo season invites you to experience a glow up by expressing yourself philosophically and globally. You will address a few steps regarding your beliefs, your worldview, and your higher self. How you feel about your shared accounts and your intimate life will truly be brought into focus, especially from this work and community perspective. You may feel inspired by local, global, and internet opportunities that make you rethink your relationships and your collaborations. And some tension then is also likely when it comes to your next creativity or children's step, which also means an internal call to action about your interests and your forms of enjoyment. Do remember your grand visions and your bigger picture ideas this Leo season. Thank you, Sagittarius. Moving on to Capricorn. So Capricorn, this Leo season invites you to experience a glow up by expressing yourself intimately and honestly. You will address a few steps regarding your psychological complexes, your inner workings, and your fears. How you feel about your relationships and your collaborations will be brought into focus, especially from this purpose and creative perspective. You may feel inspired by work, finance, or career opportunities that make you rethink your daily life, your everyday habits, and some disagreements will occur when it comes to your next family and home step, which also means an internal call to action about your emotional needs and your sense of belonging. Do remember your deep bonds and your childlike transformations this Leo season. Thank you, Capricorn. Then we come to Aquarius. So Aquarius, this Leo season invites you to experience a glow up by expressing yourself professionally and collaboratively. You will address a few steps regarding your one-to-one relationships, clients, relatability, reciprocity. How you feel about your health and your daily activities will truly be activated, especially from this philosophical and family perspective. You may feel inspired by direction, life path, and individuality opportunities that make you rethink your creative projects and your pleasures, though some friction and tension will occur when it comes to your next neighborhood step, educational step, which also means an internal call to action about your communication and then thinking about greater clarity. Do remember to embrace your shadow of fun and playfulness this Leo season, Aquarius. Thank you so much, Aquarius. And now, lastly, let's talk about you, Pisces. Pisces, this Leo season invites you to experience glow up by expressing yourself hygienically and systematically. You will address a few steps regarding your working life, your services, your health, your routines. How you feel about your time off and your romantic relationships will be truly activated, especially from an intimacy and a communicative perspective. You may feel inspired by spiritual, emotional, and psychological opportunities that make you rethink your home, family, and living conditions. And some struggle is likely when it comes to your next financial and security step, which also means an internal call to action about your priorities and your value system. Just remember then to enjoy your routines by making each day entertaining this Leo season. Thank you so much, Pisces. And with all of that being said, everybody, this has been your horoscopes all about Leo season, your horoscopes for the season ahead, and just the astrology of Leo season and how you can experience a glow up. I hope this video has prepared you well for the season to come, and if you did find it to be helpful. Hopefully you did find it to be helpful. But yeah, if you did, you can always buy me a coffee. Definitely make sure to subscribe if you haven't already. Give the video a like if you liked it today. Stay tuned for more, everybody, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye.